Merry Christmas, baby. You sure did treat me right. We're live. Circuit World, Blue Ridge. We have our own curvy couch. How you like that, Steve Ducey? What do you think of that, Brian Kilme? We have our own curvy couch right here at Circuit World in Blue Ridge. Did I get in trouble? Am I allowed to say curvy couch? I don't know. Is there laws against that? But I'm your host, BKP. Good morning. Just seems like just last week we had snow outside. Baby, it's cold outside. I like it here. I mean, the acoustics is great if I can only sing. Just last week, last Friday, we had that great snowstorm. Remember, it seems like it was just this same day last week, the weather forecast, chances of 1 inch, 2 to 3 in higher elevations. I love the higher elevations. Folks, maybe this weekend we don't have to have a 12-inch, 10-inch, 8 inches snowstorm, but it was beautiful. JR, now the ladies will like this because the ladies love, that would be Rose and Sam. They love it in the morning when I play music. They say, I can't wait to get there because it's so festive at the office and the music is going, and they like that. So JR has given me the option of these two great Bluetooth speakers, and he said, JR, you said they're real loud, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, Sam, I have these Bluetooths. I don't know which one I want. Don't you have one that'll go in my cup holder of the car?
Yes, sir.
All right, so... All right, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from beautiful Circuit World in Blue Ridge. Have I told you that already? Dr. William Whaley at 8:15, Ask the Doc. Thank you, Georgia Cancer Specialist. At 8:40, around 8:40, we will have our all-star panel. And the all-star panel, it's Festivus. It's Festivus. The airing of the grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. So anyhow, the all-star panel, Jane is back this week. Jane will be here, Bruce and Rick, and never know what's going to happen on the all-star panel. We talk about politics for about 40 minutes. We get all the issues of the week that are going on, the news items that are going on, and we just have a little couch discussion, a little discussion on the couch about weekly politics. And then right after that, we do about a 10-minute segment on sports. A little bit of anything with Jason Banks. Jason Banks, the head of TeamFYNSports. Rick usually joins us with that also. And then we wrap up the show with our pet of the week. Okay, our pet of the week from the Humane Society in Blue Ridge. And somewhere throughout the show, JR, the manager here, highlights something on the floor. Now, he's going to answer a question Tuesday on Carla's Corner, okay? Carla wants an answer. So, Carla, if you're out there, JR is going to answer your question today on this program. You'll find out. Now, I have a question. So, in the morning, I come in here, JR, and I come here in the morning, and I look around, and I'm getting set up, and I plug things in, and, you know, on one of the TV stands, I find this spray bottle, and it says alcohol. Okay? So, I find it over here. I mean, have you just gone to shooting a couple shots in and keep moving? Is that how it works? I mean,
it ain't rubbing alcohol.
I mean, it says alcohol. JR, and the boss knows this is here? Or the boss brought the alcohol?
No, boss man did.
All right, anyhow, I found the alcohol that they store here. Just a couple shots between commercial breaks. Keeps me going. Anyhow, so, folks, before we get to Dr. Whaley, we have a tax plan. President of the United States wants to, Donald J. Trump wants to give you a Christmas gift by more money in your pocket with the tax plan. We have senators now positioning to see who can get what they want in the tax plan. Marco Rubio is the news of the day. He may not vote for it if it doesn't double the child tax credit. We'll talk about that later. So we have a tax plan on the table. What happened this past week? Roy Moore lost, right? He lost the election in Alabama. And we find out, you know, I was telling somebody, I always thought, and I'm going to really expose myself right here. Not really expose myself, but I'm going to open myself up. Maybe that wasn't a good choice of words, okay? We'll do no exposing on the show. Just open up here. And I always thought things are as corrupt as we find out. I always thought that. I always thought these people are corrupt. The deep state. This is bad. The swamp is bad. I always thought that. And I didn't really know just how bad it is. But we are finding out what we thought is real. We find out the president's going to go down to the FBI. There's obviously some good FBI agents. There's obviously some good people within the FBI. But from the top, we find out Comey, we find out Andy McCabe, we find out Strzok, a senior FBI investigator. We find out that they all worked together in collusion to try to stop Donald Trump from being president of the United States. Now, take Donald Trump out of this equation. We have to be careful. We talk about, they get on TV and they talk about the Russians interfering in our election. Okay? The Russians interfering. And then we hear the liberal left talk about it's a threat to our democracy. It's a threat to our democratic system. It's a threat. We cannot allow Russia to crumble what we have. Our democracy is crumbling right in front of us. And then we find out it's not the Russian influence in the election, because they can't find the damaging evidence. Do you believe that the Russians and the Chinese, do you remember the Chinese, with Bill Clinton stealing our information? Do you remember that? Do you think I'm so naive this morning that I don't think the Russians and the Chinese and these countries are trying to hack us? Yes. Do you think that I don't realize that, yes, if they could manipulate or change the outcome of our election, they would? Yes, we know that. But what really hurts is to find out internally, and to have to say the FBI, and to have to say the Justice Department, to have to say the Department of Justice, internally. We find out that Peter Strzok said that we need an insurance plan to make sure that this guy, forget Donald Trump this morning. This is a candidate for president of the United States. And we find out if this happened to Donald Trump, who was in the background making the moves to stop McCain? Who was in the background making the moves to make sure Obama was president? Who was in the background making the moves to put the president in place they want? This just opens up. Remember all of those times that we said, you and I said, they decide who they want to be president? We walk around, we sit at coffee shops, we talk about it. The last guy, Obama, yup, the deep state or the people that really make the decision decided Barack Obama would be president. Yes, the people that really make the decisions decided George W. Bush would be president. But this time, there's a possibility the American people decided who would be president. You see that? What we always thought is probably true, because we read the insurance plan. And who was part of the insurance plan? James Comey? To stop Donald Trump? Who was part of the insurance? Peter Strzok, Andy McCabe, Terry McAuliffe, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Eric Holder, Loretta Lynch. There's no way this insurance plan to try to stop you, the American people, from deciding who's president. I have to tell you, it's a little scary what we're seeing, because we thought it for so long. We thought this for so long, and now we're actually seeing it unfold before our eyes. And all we hear is Russian influence in our election. The only thing I think is Russian influence in our election right now is if Peter Strzok is a Russian. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning. We have so much to go over. Obama Attorney General. Now pay attention to this. Eric Holder threatens GOP Congress. Any attempt to remove Bob Mueller will not be tolerated. Okay? Because they want to keep Bob Mueller, the special counsel, in place, will not be tolerated. All right? Now, this came out yesterday, and I just want you to do a little bit of your homework. Yes, it's the weekend. I want you to do some research. Speaking, this is Eric Holder, okay? Because there are loud cries, there are demands. Congress is asking for it. Jim Jordan's asking for it. Your Congressman Doug Collins wants answers. Trey Gowdy, there's demands to find out why we don't have a second appointed special counsel to investigate the special counsel. Oh my God. I have to step back. Am I really saying these things? Eric Holder, former who? Attorney General, said yesterday in a tweet, speaking on behalf of the vast majority of the American people, Republicans in Congress, be forewarned. Any attempt to remove Bob Mueller will not be tolerated. These are BS attacks on him, his staff, that are blatantly politically designed to hide the real wrongdoing. To hide the real wrongdoing? Show it to us. We're open to see it. Country, not party. Now, this came from Eric Holder. Here's your homework. We'll talk about it later also in the show. Eric Holder is the chairman of what? The NDRC. The NDRC is the National Democrat Redistricting Committee. Eric Holder is the chairman. About that, the system is rigged. The fight to fix it is now. There's no other way to put it. Since 2011, Republicans gerrymandered the country more aggressively than at any time in our history. The results, your vote might not count the way you think it does. It's wrong, and we have to fix it. That's the NDRC. Who is chairman? Eric Holder. Who are they partners with? The OFA. Okay? Who is the OFA? The Organizing for America. You better look deeper at what's going on. OFA and NDRC announced partnership. Okay? On August 23rd, while everybody's talking about, groping, and everybody's talking about possibly 14-year-old girls being propositioned by 31-year-old man, while everybody's talking about Harvey Weinstein, that is the smoke. Under the smoke is OFA. Who is the OFA? Organizing for America. Who is Organizing for America? Barack Hussein Obama and Eric Holder. They're partners. OFA and NDRC announced partnership. This is on October 23rd. Folks, it's only December. This just happened. They are partners, okay? October 23rd, 2017. Monday, OFA and the National Democratic Redistricting Committee are launching a new partnership in order to provide grassroots support for critical efforts to restore fair representation to Congress and state legislatures. They've lost the state legislatures. The majority of the states now are Republican. You better dig deeper, you better go under the smoke, and you better not be paying attention to Dustin Hoffman smacking some girl on the rear end. I'm sorry for saying that. It's almost time for Ask the Doc. I try not to get worked up. It's too close to Christmas. But I do wear my Grinch shirt that says I'm naughty, so there you have it. Take us to break, Sam.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Dave's Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Dave Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Dave's Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Dave's Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from Circuit World here in Blue Ridge, and it's time for Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley. And we want to thank Georgia Cancer Specialist for this segment. Dr. Whaley, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
We have your tab.
Yeah, I got my tab. We're going to start on technology.
We're going to start on technology?
Yeah.
What do we got?
Well, we're sitting here looking at this picture on all these televisions.
Yes.
And that one is clearly better. Now, he just got through saying it's 4G, FYI, NAACP or something. I didn't understand a bit of it, okay? Now, you were talking about these.
I'm with you. I know.
Right.
I understand. The thing is I understood that.
All right, you were talking about these Bluetooth speakers. Now,
Yes.
Okay, now, I understand Bluetooth.
Okay.
But I was standing over here, and I got a nurse that's got one of these things, and I've seen this thing advertised. This says, home voice-activated speaker by Google.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Just start and say, play music by Sia. Set a 13-minute timer for pizza. What's nice to meet you in Korea? Now, I want you to know, somebody gave me one of these things, and I can't set it up. But this thing will do anything. My nurse told me that you can say into that thing, I need a 13-minute pasta recipe, and they get a chicken pasta recipe, and then you can say, I burned the pasta, order a pizza, and that thing will do it. So this is way past me, but anyway, that TV is amazing.
Well,
all right.
technology today. I like the Bluetooth speakers. I have Bluetooth speakers in my house.
Well, your phone's Bluetooth. I mean,
right,
everybody understands Bluetooth, but not that thing right there that'll.
No, I don't understand Bluetooth. Okay. I don't understand the technology.
Oh, I don't either, but I know how to work the thing.
The only thing I know about Bluetooth is when it says ready to pair.
Yeah.
And
well, that's right. Well, plus
that's all I need to know.
Plus, then you can talk to your car while both hands are on the wheel. Only on my new truck, not my old truck.
The new truck, you
can. The new truck, you punch a button while you drive and say, "Call BKP," and you don't have to take your hands off or anything.
How come you never call if you can do that?
And you don't answer. All right, go ahead.
Dr. Whaley has his tab. You know, this week, I was in the. You know that guy Rick?
Of course.
Okay. Well, that guy Rick. This week, we were over at Ingles. And he said, "Hold on, before I leave, I have to go get my tab." So we had to go down there so he could buy his tab. Dr. Whaley, this morning.
All right.
We have 3 pretty deep questions. And the last question I want to make sure we get to and we spend some time on because it's
well, the first one's not that deep.
Okay, the first one's not that deep.
No.
Is there a condition which could cause my hearing to become more sensitive? I noticed normal sounds, TV, radio, or a crowd seems louder than usual, and I have continually lowered the sound on the TV in the last few months. So I wondered what caused this. Could it be more sensitive?
Well, first of all, you might be married to me and I don't hear well, and I turn it up, and then you come back in the room and you think you hear better, and you turn it down, you go out and come back and turn it down. So I was kidding about that. And I'm told that
I think there's some truth to that.
Okay, all right. And I was told that some people couldn't hear us last week because this wasn't turned up good enough. But to be honest with you, if that condition is actually present and brand new and relatively extreme, there's only one medical condition that does that, and that is called spontaneous intracranial hypotension. And that means that there's cerebrospinal fluid leaking out of your head, and it's a serious neurological event, and you'd know about it pretty darn quick. Now, if you were a football player with the Falcons and you got your head rattled, then you probably have a basilar skull fracture or whatever. So let's just set that aside. Whoever asked that question doesn't have intracranial hypotension. But all of us have flown in airplanes or gone up to the top of Brasstown Mountain in your car, and as you come back down, you have to pop your ears and do like that, or you've got your allergies and your sinus. So one of the real kind of common things that make people think their hearing is different is, one, they've taken a real hot shower and rinsed the wax out of their ears, or two, a chronic allergy has gotten better, and their middle ear, where the little bones do like that, is draining better, and actually their hearing improves, and it might have been bad for 2 or 3 months, and then all of a sudden it gets a little bit better. And that's a kind of a not fatal bad explanation for it, and that's all there is to it.
Okay, let's move on to the second one. I have started having pain in my feet, just behind my toes. It only hurts if I sit for a while and then stand. I've experienced sharp pain in both feet, and it's painful to walk. Does this subside after I walk for maybe 5 minutes? So I wondered if I'm getting arthritis.
All right, Sam, you got the picture? Is it up? Now this question, I've got all these sources here. If you'll just look, there are about 50 lines on these pages here, and Sam's got an x-ray of the foot up on the screen, and if she's got it big enough, you'll see that there are yellow arrows and X's and so forth pointing to various portions of the forefoot. There are so many causes of forefoot discomfort, the front of the foot rather than the heel and the Achilles tendon, that we could stay here for a week talking about them. The question says that I feel better after I've been walking for about 5 minutes. So we know that this is a benign condition. Poor old Julio Jones missed about 2 or 3 games because of these symptoms. He was called turf toe. Now, turf toe is a post-traumatic forefoot discomfort that's common because of artificial turf, where the big toe gets pulled back like that, and then within the next few hours or days, severe pain begins to occur in the forefoot, such that you can't run well, and that's due to a stretch of the tendon underneath the big toe. That pain does not go away in 5 minutes, and so anything else, a fracture, or you got a big old black toenail or something, we'll put all those aside. But getting up then into this, my foot is painful for 5 minutes and then gets better, then that generally is an arthritic condition in the forefoot. And I'm going to take off my shoe and use it for an example. But being an older guy, like my mother used to wear Boy Scout shoes in a formal party or something because she wasn't going to have painful feet. Women particularly are wearing shoes, now Sam's not, but women who are, working at the bank or whatever, are wearing high heel shoes, gets their foot up there like that. The style is kind of tight in front, so when they are walking, or even men who have tight dress shoes on, which you don't, and most people up here in the mountains don't, then that is tight across the forefoot like this. And then if you look at that picture there, right here where the big toe hits your foot, you'll notice I got a little bump there because I'm a little bit older, and my foot over 77 years and running 40 miles a week for 40 years, then that arthritic thing you would call a bunion doesn't hurt a bit. But it's a minor, take my shoe off, you can see there's a little bump there. So the tendency for style is to have a shoe that's a little bit too tight. The one thing that's really, people, they can't hardly walk, is a Morton's neuroma. And that generally occurs where the 4th and 5th toes, or the 3rd and 4th toes, right here where the toe hits the base of the foot, the pressure from the tightness makes a little bump on the nerve, and the nerve hurts like the devil, particularly if you're running or playing sports. But early on, it meets this criteria. You wake up, your foot hurts like the devil, 5 or 10 minutes later it gets better. So the answer to this question is there are 100 things that can do it. The most common one is early arthritic conditions of your feet. The most common causation of that is you work on your feet all day long, like people do in construction, or people down here at the retail stores, Ingles or whatever, and they're up on their feet all day. And I would say that if you're going to spend any money on something, it's not necessarily the brand, but you should have foot gear that is comfortable, well padded, and allows enough forefoot spread when you stand and step. Because when you stand and step, 100% of your body weight when you're taking a step like that is on the great toe and these toes right there where the toes hit your foot. And if you're wearing shoes that you bought at some discount place because they look pretty good and they were cheap and they're hard as a rock and they're not well padded, I tell you to go get yourself a Dr. Scholl's insert or something, but don't skimp on your shoes. Make sure that they're wide enough for your foot, and as you get older, you're going to have arthritis in your feet because you stand on them all day, and 100% of your weight hits that part of your foot. Lastly, then, we've talked about this before in terms of back pain. Let's say you've got somebody, you got a man whose weight when he was 30 years old was 150, and he now weighs 200, and he's weighed 200, he went to weight 150, and then he weighed 160, then 170, then 180, and it took him 15 or 20 years to gain that 50 pounds. When he wakes up every morning, it's like he's strapping on a 50-pound sack of sand, walking around on it, and when you're walking around on a bad pair of shoes, With a 50-pound sack of sand on your shoulders, you're going to get arthritis in your feet, and that's going to be what you're going to have that condition right there. You're going to complain about your feet. That's enough of that one.
Well, Dr. Whaley, closing out this morning, it is the holiday season, and at this time, is it normal? And this is the question: is it normal to feel sad or depressed during the holidays?
All right, I brought this up a couple of weeks ago. This is called seasonal affective disorder. And is it normal? It is common. People without any particular mental health issues, they're going to go home, and you got the crazy uncle who's going to be there for the big meal, or you've got these family dynamic things that occur at holidays that are uncomfortable and unfortunate. You've got, mama was divorced, or this kid married somebody we don't like, and so that sort of thing that happens at home and causes disruption, that is normal. But that's different from the seasonal affective disorder, which is a real depressive condition, more common than we would like to say. People who live north of the Arctic Circle, where it's dark much of the day, it's a significant issue that actually is a public health issue. There are a few questions that I'm going to ask them. I'm going to read them out to people to let you know whether this is we don't like the crazy uncle, or I'm worried about this guy my daughter married, or whether this becomes some sort of mental health issue that you ought to discuss with your primary care doc and even consider whether or not you might need medication or some counseling. First one is there any change in your sleep length? So you have difficulty falling to sleep, you're waking up in the middle of the night, you're waking up prematurely, and your sleep has actually changed, and you can check that off. That says yes, this may be that's one of the indicators this might be a little bit more serious. The second one is it interfering with your social activity. That means your family and your friends, and are you doing less well at work? Does your overall subjective feeling of well-being, I'm happy enough with my life, my back hurts, I'm eating a new truck or whatever, but is your satisfaction with your daily life going down? Is there any significant and unexplained change in weight? Not necessarily loss of weight, but gain of weight, which may mean that your eating pattern has changed, it's got affected the sleep disorder or whatever. But if there's an unexplained change in weight, your overall sense of mood has gone down, your interaction with your friends, co-workers, and family is diminished. Is your appetite gone down? Has your appetite gone up? Is it a sudden change in appetite? And is there a significant change in your energy? Not your stamina. You can run a mile in 12 minutes, or you're able to do the weightlifting or whatever it is, but you're sort of get up and go. You wake up in the morning and it's like that. Then that really is a depressive disorder, seasonal affective disorder, or you may be somewhat depressed all year round, and it's worse in the winter time and around Christmas, and that's the guy that ought to go talk to his doctor. So it's normal to have these situational things that happen at Christmas. Yes, that's normal. But if you answer yes to a lot of those questions there, then you may also be clinically depressed, and you ought to talk to your family doctor about it.
Thank you, Dr. Whaley. I appreciate it. I know during the holiday season, some people are experiencing for the first time being without a loved one for the year. It's the first Christmas that someone is not with them. So there are several reasons why they may feel depressed during the holidays that they didn't last year, or different changes in their life have taken place throughout the year.
Right. Well, let me give you a personal example. We sold our Atlanta home a year ago, and for the last 47 years, we've had 4 kids, 7 grandkids. Well, as we got older, but we've had the entire family in our home during the Christmas season. My wife's put up a Christmas tree that was 10 feet tall, and we've had a dinner party for 30 to 40 guests. So this is the first year we haven't done it, and I feel kind of lost. empty nester, you know, are supposed to be really happy about being an empty nester. I think being an empty nester ain't all it's cracked up to be. So even my own, you know, myself personally, I am seeing and I am feeling a sense of loss. It's a change in my life that the house is gone and we're not doing all this stuff. We're going to go do something else. We're going to New York with the family, and there's going to be stress up there with that thing. And, you know, so even personally, I'm having some of that. Yes, that's normal. But my weight hadn't changed and my energy is still good.
Dr. Whaley, we always like to save a couple minutes during the segment. Is if you have anything that you've researched throughout the week. Every once in a while you may say something political, every once in a while, but it's kind of like your time for what would you like to share with the audience this morning? You always have a closing thought. What's Dr. Whaley's closing thought for the day?
I'm going to stay out of the sexual harassment thing because I think that's gone absolutely crazy. I will say I'm proud of what our president is doing, and I am absolutely appalled at the people that are just trying to cut his feet out from under him. And my dad was an FBI agent for all the time I was a young man, and he thought that J. Edgar Hoover, the sun rose and set between his shoulders. And when my dad went in the FBI, there are only 200 agents in the whole United States. There are 200 in Atlanta now, but I can guarantee you my dad wouldn't have done any of those things that some of these FBI agents are said to have done. I don't think that is the rank and file FBI agent. I've got one of my nurse's sons is a Secret Service agent, and those people seem to me to be just like Marines. They're great people, and these are political appointees that aren't agents out in the field. They're up there in the Washington office where the swamp is, where you say you had to dig down in there. And as you well know, 97% of the federal government in Washington, D.C. is liberal and democratic. It's worse than the daggum New York Times. That's enough politics. The last thing I wanted to say was we talk about pet of the week.
Yes.
There's been so many studies. We were sitting here talking a few months ago about the fact that people who are lonely, let's say an elderly person living alone, having a pet increases their satisfaction with life, provides companionship, and we all have supported that this is a real measurable thing that you could sort of put on a scale and say this person, this elderly person, or this person who has a pet is a little bit more healthy and a little more emotionally healthy than the one who doesn't. Well, there was a big study that just came out of Scandinavia again, where you can always do studies because they're socialistic. You don't have to have anybody's permission, and they're a very uniform population in terms of demographics. They took 9,000 people that randomly had pets or didn't have pets, and then they subjected them to all of these things that we've said pets help you with. Is their weight lower? Because the theory is you got to go walk the dog and you're burning up some calories. Is your mental health better? Are you better adjusted, less depressed, less anxious? And every one of those measures were not statistically different. So this is the only study I've ever seen that says having these pets doesn't help you any. We've got all these service dogs on airplanes and everything. So back to the pet of the week. I'm still encouraging my patients and the viewers. If you got an elderly person and they can take care of a pet, then go down and get the pet of the week, and it's going to help you.
I thank you with that. I believe, and they have a lot of dogs there. We had one last week that would just make a great companion, and there's a time in your life where you may want a companion, and I agree with you. Thank you very much, Dr. Whaley. We want to thank the Georgia Cancer Specialist for this segment every week. We appreciate it. We appreciate Dr. Whaley. Now, if you ever have a question for the doctor, you can send that to info, I-N-F-O, info at fetchernews.com. Put in the subject, Ask the Doc, so we know that. We get the questions to Dr. Whaley in the middle of the week. We try to get all of them on, but he does email back to someone if we can't get it on. For any reason, he'll send an email back. But we do try to get every one of the questions on the air for the doctor. We try to get those to him by Wednesday. Info at fetchernews.com. Ask the Doc. Dr. Whaley, thank you very much.
No technology questions. I know nothing about that thing. Bluetooth, I know.
Pain in the neck. He's pretty good with a pain in the neck. That would be me.
Yeah.
Or Rick.
Right.
So as soon as we're done, we're going to try to roll Rick off the futon, all right? And it'll be time for our all-star political panel. And we know you enjoy that every week. So thank you again, Georgia Cancer Specialist, Dr. William Whaley. Time for our all-star political panel after these messages. Take us to break, Sam.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge. Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels.
Party people! Yeah! Whoop that ass! Whoop that ass! Whoop that ass!
Get even lower prices. Hundreds of toys now on rollback.
Whoop! Shaka laka shaka laka shaka laka shaka. Whoop! Shaka laka shaka laka shaka laka shaka.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge. Hey Rebel fans, come visit the Dairy Queen Grill and Chill of Blue Ridge, Fannin County High School's Meet, Eat, and Treat headquarters. Highway 5 in Blue Ridge. Proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels.
Hey, we're back, and before we get to the All-Star panel, I have JR, Circuit World, Blue Ridge. JR, you realize we're hanging out like we're leaning on the hood of a pickup truck? You know, it's like that look, but we're leaning on the washer and dryer.
Yes, sir.
5, depending if it's raining.
Do you know how
you're
to
buying for Rose?
That I'm buying for Rose?
Yeah, you set it off fair, so I'm gonna hold you to it.
What?
Rose, did you make a deal on this?
Supposed to get 1 to 2 inches of snow, right?
JR, this washer and dryer, now a lot of times Circuit World, we've talked about the furniture on the floor, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but this washer and dryer, this is like, it's a Samsung, top of the lines. Could you actually use this?
Oh yeah.
You could? No, that was the question.
In my house it could get used. I don't know about me.
You don't know about you?
No.
It's got a lot of bells and whistles.
It does. It has too many for me to figure out.
So you can't even begin to tell them how to use it. But
No.
you got a manual.
I got a manual.
Okay. Now, here's the question. Carla, I hope you're watching. On Tuesday, Carla's Corner, Carla said, I don't know how people buy these TVs and wrap them and get them in the house, and my husband doesn't know it's a TV. Can you answer that mystery question for Carla?
Yes, I can. You put it in a dryer box, and we give the boxes out for free, but there's a dryer in them, so you got to pay for the dryer.
So the dryer box is free.
The box is free, but the dryer, yeah.
So
if
you want to mask the TV, UHD TV 4K.
Ultra.
That's what we're watching over here. These things are out of this world.
Oh yeah.
Are they not?
Yeah.
The HD over there. In fact, Sam and Rose are watching TVs. The HD, they're very nice, but these 4K. That's
The
just
4K is it.
So you put this in a dryer box.
Put it in a dryer box or a range box.
Buy a range.
We give those away free with the purchase of a range.
So you can buy your range, you can buy your washer and dryer, you can buy your TV, you can hide this in the range box. Your husband never knows he got a TV, right?
That's right.
Or maybe you get the TV and the husband gets the range. He has to do the cooking.
He's probably not going to
We
be
need
happy.
to be careful with that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Do we still have all the furniture on the floor, or what's in the warehouse? Do we have all the furniture on the floor still at 6 months,
Still
same
at
as cash?
6 months, same as cash.
At every location?
Every location.
Now, we say on the floor. Are we talking about the Circuit World Warehouse too, or
Circuit World Warehouse too?
if it's in stock? Because
As long as it's in stock.
Circuit World has 5 locations.
5.
LJ, Blue Ridge, Blairsville, Murphy, and Franklin.
Yes, sir.
Anything on the floor is furniture, 6 months, same as cash.
6 months, same as cash.
But you also have a very large warehouse that you can restock all the floor, every store immediately.
Yes, sir.
So that's included.
That's included.
Come down Circuit World, any Circuit World, whether that's LJ, Blue Ridge, Murphy, Franklin, Blairsville, and tell them, hey, 6 months, same as cash on the floor, and I would like a range and the free box to put this TV in. You got that?
Yeah, I got it.
You good with that?
I'm good with it.
All right, we have to go back to work.
Yeah, we do, because I got to load
Where's
these
the
up
boss
for
today?
Rose.
You got to load these for Rose?
Yeah, you bought them.
Make sure
Easy.
his credit card's on file.
Where's the boss?
Boss man's at another location. He travels around.
So we're covering for him today?
We're covering for him today.
Okay. We'll be back right after this with the All-Star panel. Stay with us about 30 seconds. And we're back. Good morning from Circuit World here in Blue Ridge.
Good morning. National Sweater Day, right?
National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day.
The heck with that.
So I'm going with naughty. What do you got here?
I'm going with Festivus for the rest of us.
And I'm going with classy.
With the hat?
With the hat.
Bruce and Rick. Put the card up. It's Festivus, folks. I got a lot of problems with you people.
Airing of the grievances.
You got the airing of the grievances?
I got the. You want to do the strength?
No, we're not doing the fits of strength. Anyhow,
all right, then let's have dinner.
Now, if the lovely Jane makes it here, we're going to bring her right in. So, ladies, if Jane comes in, just move her right around. I don't know if they have, but we have our own curvy couch. Take that, Steve Ducey.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
I like this.
Huh?
Circuit sofa.
Is it the circuit sofa?
Circuit sofa.
You were determined to get that in.
I know.
He's been wanting circuit sofa.
I wanted to say that for 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks. I want to say circuit sofa.
I understand that was voted down at a production meeting. Is that correct?
You have to look over at that. Was you got to look over at that table. Anyhow, before we start this morning, this is our all-star political panel. Rick, Bruce, and before we start, we want to say hello to the senior class at Hiawassee Dam. The senior class at Hiawassee Dam, they have watched the show, and they like our segment. Those seniors like the segment.
Nice.
All right.
So senior class at Hiawassee Dam, hello this morning. I'm trying to figure out where to start.
Yeah, it's scary, isn't it?
Well, you have the Festivus sweater. But, I mean, Bruce.
What?
It's just a hat. It's okay.
I think this little nub here is a little nice touch, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a nice touch. Okay.
Mueller.
Focus.
Let's start. Let's not spend too much time on Alabama. The polling went from. Did we think Roy Moore would win? And we all said yes last week, and Roy Moore lost.
Close.
Roy Moore lost. Now so come in. Just come on in. Come on around. Come on around.
Got my drink ready? Yeah, right here on the table.
Give her 2 shots of the alcohol.
I thought that unless I got the memo, it's 9 o'clock, and otherwise it's 9 o'clock.
Listen,
you didn't tell me it was.
No, dear. Listen, we set it up for you to have an entrance.
Oh, good.
Look at the bright side.
Yeah. That works for me.
Gosh.
High above Cayuga's
Do you see
water.
Bruce?
I know this is Christmas today. Christmas, only
Okay.
Christmas. I didn't get to Walmart. Sorry, y'all look great.
Thank you.
Whoa!
You see the hat?
Yeah, that's
You see
right.
the hat? No, well, that's right.
Thank you.
Ah, yes. You gave it
My
to him,
mom
right?
said the same thing.
You see the hat?
I did. I'm impressed.
Hey.
No, we wanted
Easily.
you to
Everything for the show.
We wanted you
Yeah.
to make an entrance. So Roy Moore lost, and I don't want to take too much time on this, but everybody, why did Roy Moore lose? Why do you think Roy Moore lost the election?
Well, I've been hearing they fixed the whole thing anyway. A lot of hanky-panky. That's what I heard yesterday. I've been looking into it.
We do not have hanky-panky on the show.
Well, that's just what I heard.
Does the
Yes, we do.
hanky-panky.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Intro, please. Hanky-panky. And so, otherwise, I think
need a short lead.
I think the rumors or the accusations just did him in. I thought he was going to win, though. I thought he was going to pull it out.
Rumors
I'm not
are
saying
the
I'm for that.
accusations, did he, man? You think the accusations?
Yeah, I mean, after they discovered she wrote in the annual, I thought he'd pull it out because you have to choose. For me, I choose pro-lifers over pro-choicers. That's the bottom line for me, and he was a pro-life. So I thought he was going to eke it out.
Okay, and why do you think he lost?
The accusations put a few holes in him.
Sure.
And I think, that was enough, supposedly for women across all sorts of classes of education and income and things like that. Just couldn't close their eyes and vote for him. So.
They did for Clinton over and over and over and over. I know. See there, I'm telling you, we got to.
But with Clinton, the accusations, which I don't think are accusations, they're real. But with Clinton, they were never followed up by the media saying, "Look at this." They were pushed under the rug with Clinton.
And the Democratic machine does a much better job of hiding that stuff.
Yeah.
Why do you think Roy Moore lost?
Well, he's got a past of that he's got to deal with too. I mean, he's been controversial in the past,
right?
And he hasn't had any runaway elections. I mean, he's been close in a lot of stuff.
The last election he won, he did not carry the state even as strong as Mitt Romney.
Right.
And the people of Alabama at no time ever saw Mitt Romney as a strong evangelical.
Right. He's never had a ringing endorsement by the
he wasn't
folks
strong
in Alabama, and I think there was enough crossover. I think that the Republicans turned out to vote, but a lot of them just couldn't pull the trigger for him.
Why was he kicked off the Supreme Court twice? Does anyone know? When did he kicked off the Alabama Supreme Court?
Well, one for he had the
I don't know why.
The plaque of the Ten Commandments in the courtroom, and he wouldn't move.
He wouldn't obey a Supreme Court ruling, right?
Okay.
And then there was another one where he refused to have the county clerks issue wedding licenses or marriage licenses for LGBTQ.
Yeah.
Roy Moore lost for multiple reasons, and it's not just the accusations. And I don't think he really just lost over the accusations. I think obviously I dislike, and we're going to be kind because it's getting close to Christmas. So I'm going to say dislike, but I want you out there to use a lot of other words in that place, and I won't use them. I dislike Richard Shelby a lot, to the 10th power. I can't stand Senator. Oh, I dislike. I can't. I'm getting close to him. Okay, and
save that for the airing of the grievances.
Well, the media made sure last Sunday that they did their last minute find every Republican they could have on every Sunday morning show, and when Shelby came out and said he wrote somebody in, they were holding that. I believe they're so corrupt. The level of, I don't believe we just scratched the surface of what we see. I think they held Shelby till last weekend. I think Shelby knew for weeks on end he was going to write in, and I think that was all set up. Richard Shelby come on the air Sunday, the senator of Alabama, and said he wrote in. He campaigned basically for the write-in candidate, and as we all know, the write-in candidates, if the write-ins would have pulled the lever for Roy Moore, he wins. There was more write-ins. So there's a total list. Mitch McConnell. I wonder. There's days when I wonder if I can like Mitch McConnell any less.
Oh, I can.
And
like
I'm
him
wondering
less.
what levels. I mean,
I
what
can,
is
I
less?
can go all the way to the center of the Earth's core. That far down.
Oh, yeah, I'm with
round.
Redeeming feature, though. He's working.
Redeeming feature.
Yes.
Yeah, it have to be with the.
Appreciate this with your brother-in-law.
I doubt it.
Brother-in-law, the judge. Right?
Okay, yeah.
He's working very hard to get judges at lower level courts into the system, and they are appointing a lot, and he's working very closely with Trump on that.
McConnell?
So, yeah.
Well, then I'm suspect of the judges.
No,
he's
they
pushing. I'm telling you, that man is evil.
They have really, really hardcore right positions.
Well,
right thinking.
I agree with.
So.
I agree with Bruce. I agree with Bruce.
There's still a lot of black marks. Still a lot of black marks.
No, I agree with Bruce on this, and I'm glad Bruce went to the judges. Okay, let's go there for a minute, because, this morning, the news is more interested if Dustin Hoffman patted a girl on the rear end. Okay, and and that sounds silly, but it's the world we live in. Every day we got to find out if somebody touched somebody. Okay, but you bring up something that is never discussed: the judges. And the activist judges and the way they've stacked the courts and the lower courts with these activist judges. And if we really want to get the country back, the judicial branch of this country is something that has to happen.
Amen.
And Trump has done an outstanding job and kept his word. on appointing conservative judges. He has. And the lower level list of judges that Trump is sending up, I'm suspect with Jane. I'm aside here of why McConnell's helping Trump get these judges, but he is. So I'll go with that. Okay, so we know Roy Moore lost. Doug Jones is going to be the senator from Alabama. He's going to go up there, and Chuck Schumer's going to say, boy, come on in here. We're going to call you Alabama. It's been 25 years since we saw a senator from Alabama. He's going to get all them Connecticut and Rhode Island boys together and, you know, them California. Look here, we got Alabama in the room.
I love when Schumer comes up there and demands that the new senator from Alabama be put in place before they have a health care vote. We demand that he's given the chance to vote.
Okay.
You don't have a shot.
Doesn't Luther Strange stay there till like the 26th?
Yes, and actually that is an error that I made on the show that I have to retract.
Wow.
Whoa. Well, I wasn't thinking.
Close up.
Watch out for the pigs flying through
Close
here.
up. Turn the volume up. Go ahead.
Did you guys enjoy that?
Yeah.
I mean, now that it's set up.
Can we replay that? I don't think anybody heard that.
Okay. If a seat is open and there's nobody currently in the seat, they certify the vote to Secretary of State, and they get the person up there and swear them in within 48 hours. And I said that's what would happen. And I did forget that Luther Strange is there, so he'll be there to the end of the year. So Doug Jones, and I did say that they would have this person right up there immediately. And that's in the case of a congressman or a senator that it's vacant, okay? So that's my error, okay? So Doug Jones will not be there till the first of the year. But then he'll be sworn in, and the Republicans will have 51. Let's go to the next question, because we are going to get to the corruption thing in a minute, that little corruption thing.
That little thing, yeah.
Do the Democrats flip Congress in 2018, Bruce? They need 24 for a majority. Here's let me set this up. Democrats, they love that Roy Moore lost. They love that they can say Alabama in the South has now a Democrat senator.
Come to its senses.
And yes, and this is how America feels. And on a daily basis, the Me Too, hashtag Me Too, women are coming out. They're so brave. I mean, we have found out recently. I've known for years women are brave. I know you have too.
Yeah, right.
But right, exactly. I know that. And I sit next to a very brave one here. So, but anyhow, for sure. So Bruce.
Yes.
Here's for all of you. The 24 seats. The Democrats need 24 seats. 23 districts that are Republican right now. Hillary Clinton won. So there's 23 Republican districts that are up that Hillary Clinton did win in the election. Do you think the Democrats flip the House of Representatives in 2018? No. Do you think?
No, because so much corruption is going to come out between now and November of 18 that the Republicans are going to be in jail too. But a lot of the Democrats are going to. Yeah, they are. You don't watch YouTube. And,
no, but I mean, if it's like all the sex, charges and stuff like that.
It is going to go.
There's proportionally more Democrats.
It's going to go down so
right
badly that the Democrats are going to be in a woe bit of trouble. But the Republicans are going to go down for some of that too. They are. So but I don't think that, knowing what I know for an absolute fact, no, not
irrefutable.
Really. Yeah, no, I really feel like that. The swamp is going to get a lot murkier, and they're going to just suck it right down the sewer, and we're going to be on top in November of 18.
Good, I like that. Okay,
I do too.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we're all right.
Okay, let's say for argument's sake, and Bruce, is the hat going left, right? Stay with that. Keep the hat moving, okay, Bruce?
Move around.
Okay, let's say for argument's sake.
That's what women do all day.
And some men.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's say, stop it.
You got that Justin Bieber flip almost down.
Stop it now.
Hey, we're live here.
now.
We're live here. Come on.
It's hard for me to be serious and smile and okay.
Hey, it's the holidays.
Hey.
So, let's say, for argument's sake, they do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Democrats flipped the House. Let's say it happened. Okay. What's the first thing Nancy Pelosi does? What will she do? What's the first thing Nancy Pelosi? I know you're trying to get the thought out of your mind, or the bad taste and all that. But Nancy Pelosi is now Speaker of the House.
I won't even say what I was seeing in my mind.
Yeah. What is the first thing she does as Speaker of the House? Her first act?
Dun, dun,
I can just see her with her big pearls on and only that, and I can't get past that. I mean, have you ever noticed all of her pearls?
Okay, picture her in pearls, Bruce. Picture her. Stay away from it.
Yeah, I know, right?
You were leaning up. I was pushing you. No, stay away from it.
Remember how high school class watches.
Oh, yes.
Picture her in pearls.
Pearls are good.
She's going to do her best Les Miles impersonation. She'll just talk gobbledygook and no one will understand her.
Nothing new, though.
I got it.
What?
Impeachment proceedings.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely. They will immediately.
Well, I thought that was so obvious.
No, they will immediately. The first thing they do. Immediately. 4 years, the outcome. Do you believe the ultimate goal by the deep state is to remove Donald Trump, no matter what, from the Oval Office, Bruce? Rick, you can have.
Yeah.
Why do we keep going to Bruce?
Yes,
he's got the hat.
Yes.
Huh?
He's
got a command.
That's right. Absolutely, Andy.
Plus, he has 12 assistants.
That's their ultimate goal, is to disrupt and try
how many
to
reindeer?
cut him off at every turn he makes.
So do you think the ultimate goal is to remove him from office?
Well, hello. Did you get the memo about? It's like an insurance policy.
Yes.
Before he was elected, when he could not even get elected, they were planning. Oops. You know, you can take into that. That could mean a lot of the Hillary way to get rid of people. It could have been rigging the election, and that's whatever it was. Of course, I mean they would do anything to get him out of there. I mean anything with a capital A.
I agree. No, I agree with you.
And that's their main agenda, which are probably going to bring them down. I mean, they're just going to focus.
I thought, and I said this when I opened the show, I always thought it was this bad. But my hope was I would be wrong. And now I know it's worse than even I thought it was.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You know, last night was one of the scariest times for me, and you know why? My husband looked at me and said, Jane, you're right, there is a deep state. There is a deep state.
They don't understand that. They know Dr. Whaley, but they don't understand
what
you...
he's like, everything's okay, or, everything is not okay. And watching Sean Hannity and
He's not
listening
here to defend himself. I gotta stick up.
He'll do okay. He'll do okay. But he said there is a deep state, and we're in deep trouble.
Did he say trouble?
No. Nevertheless,
trouble. That's called real
so
right
he
back,
says
boy.
it's serious. It's serious.
So, will Trump leave office? See, I don't think he's Nixon. I don't think he's coming up and giving a speech and saying, as of noon tomorrow, I effectively resign the office of the presidency of the United States. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Fundamentally, what articles of impeachment are they going to bring? They have nothing.
They have nothing.
It's all gossamer.
It is.
True.
Trump won't leave. Do you feel? I like everything we're doing. Do you feel that the Republicans are putting on an act of supporting him, or do you feel we really have some Republicans up there that support the president?
Combination of both. Mm-hmm. There are definitely some Republicans who do not support the president. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, you can start counting them right now, starting in Tennessee. They don't like that guy. They're afraid that they're going to get knocked off their pedestals. They're part of the swamp.
Ooh, big time.
I think I like. Let's go with my likes. I like.
Short list. Short list.
Yeah, it won't take long.
That's right.
I like Jim Jordan. I like that guy. Did you watch Jim Jordan?
I did several times, and I listened to him when he was on the Laura Ingraham show yesterday morning, which was phenomenal. Great interview. I mean, he just went, every point down the list.
But he's also a guy that is not a big Trump lover. I mean, he has said a few things about, he shouldn't tweet and,
Well, he's gotten awards for being the most conservative guy in his role. Did you know he was a wrestler?
No.
Have you looked up? This guy was his record in high school was 150-1. 4-time state champion in wrestling in Ohio.
He's a competitor.
Ohio's a tough state for wrestling.
150-1. Wow. You went to school there, didn't you?
Yeah, college, 2 years.
Yeah. And wrestled?
Okay. Wrestled. Yeah. Guys from Ohio and Pennsylvania were really tough.
We're gonna. You could have saved that for our sports segment.
I'm sorry. Jason, later for you.
Jim Jordan. Getting back to that, I like Jim Jordan, and I do like. I like Jim Jordan. I like. I like Trey Gowdy. I like the way he went after it.
What's not to like?
I get a little heat for this, and I'm not going to say why and who, but our congressman right here in the 9th District is supporting our president. Now, there are some things in the past that he voted on or voted on that some people did not like, our Congressman Doug Collins, but I will tell you this, if we go for it today, the present day, our congressman where we're sitting, Doug Collins, has supported, been very open, adamant, and clear on supporting the President of the United States. And it's just, so I'm very happy to be in a district that we have a congressman that supports president. We have a senator. I'm so proud that we have David Perdue, I really think, is supporting our president and is actually doing a good job. I mean, he's very strong.
I agree with you.
So there's a lot of senators and congressmen out there that I just can't deal with. Rod Rosenstein. Stein. On 52nd Street at the Jewish Deli, the Stein, right. Yeah. What's the big deal? All right, Stein, Rosenstein, okay? Does Mueller have to go, yes or no?
If you look at the programs back a little bit, I would say they cannot fire Mueller. It would just be a death knell because it would look like we were fixed. But I'll tell you now, with the setup that he's got, it kicks you in the face. And Newt Gingrich said last night, this is unbelievable. And what other words are there? I mean, you want to think of something even more dynamic or more than unbelievable, but I'm thinking, how do they make Mueller go? I mean, does Trump just come up and say, you're gone, Reinstein, Noonstein, Meinstein, he's gone, the next one down's gone? I'm just flabbergasted at what's just come out in the last 2 days about the memos.
But isn't that symptomatic
I'm just
of a lot
flabbergasted.
of the federal departments
It is.
and agencies? You can't get rid of these people.
It is so huge.
Ever since they got unions in
Are
there.
you amazed that Strzok not changing the subject, it's all in the same level of corruption. Are you amazed that Strzok is in human resources?
Oh my God!
Well,
that one got you, huh?
Yeah. Building maintenance?
Exactly.
He should be out of there.
Human resources. It's close to the end of the year. How many vacation days do I have left? Let me look it up.
I'd like to order a lock for my door.
And a button under the desk.
No, I need 6 new
This
interns.
is a FBI chief investigator.
God.
This is
Going
a guy.
back to that, I think they're going to. I think Mueller doesn't have to be tossed out. I think the credibility is awash right now. Credibility is awash, and they're going to self-destruct from within.
I hope so.
And then they're talking about, all the investigations are wrapped up. I mean, they're going to work on the report, and then maybe they'll just come out and, hit the floor, and everyone will go on.
I mean, they've been told that the interviews are over. We're done.
And then they pull something else out. I mean, you think it would have been...
Well, Rosenstein made it clear the other day when they had him on the grill. He said, this is not a... how did he describe it's a special prosecutor, not a independent prosecutor. He doesn't have the latitude that everybody thinks he's got, including Mueller. He doesn't have the latitude. He's got a narrow focus that he's been assigned to investigate. And I think Rosenstein is now of the mind that, you know what, with all of this other extraneous stuff that comes back to haunt me, I got to keep this guy in check.
But it goes back to the Ken Starr investigation. He supposedly had a very narrow scope, and
he was an independent guy, though. He was an independent
versus special.
Yeah, I'm almost certain he was.
Okay, but I mean that went on years, and it was $50 million.
And he was smeared. And what about Jeff? I mean, what is he doing? Sleeping, writing a book? Sessions?
No, he needs to go.
Beauregard needs to.
What's he
Beauregard
doing?
needs out of there. The Alabama
Does he
election.
go to work?
No.
Your husband did a segment on depression. Could be. Just saying.
I gave him all his notes.
Okay.
He's treating me. I need to lie down right now.
He thought it was going to be a glorious job, and like he's gotten in there and gotten on the wrong side of Trump, and he's just sort of in a closet.
My opinion
has
been the same thing as Richard Shelby, where Richard Shelby, you got to stay focused. He is the 18-year senator from Alabama. These people in Alabama like this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, this little guy is the first guy to push a red hat down and his big ears stick out for Donald Trump at a rally. Remember that? Right?
I just got the visual.
Right.
Cover my ears.
Right. So, cover your ears. So, Jeff Sessions, they needed to win Alabama. I think Alabama is the last special election from the Trump. You had Tom Price, you had the guy out in Kansas, you had the guy, Zielke, you got, Zinke, whatever. This was the last special election that Trump was trying to, win. So Jeff Sessions needed to stay on staff until this election's over. The last thing you need to do is take Sessions out a month before, and then the people of Alabama are upset with you because they still like the guy. That being, and that's the same effect with Shelby. So what I'm saying now is you're 100% right. Election's over, Donald. Sessions can go. Needs to go.
Yep.
Now, what is?
Who do you put in his place? Who's your first choice?
For AG? I don't know. Who's yours?
Trey Gowdy.
Yeah.
Trey?
You know why he's not going to do it?
He won't take it.
I heard him interviewed once.
Yeah, he won't.
He's the obvious one, but he said he slipped it in. He says, I'd never get appointed. The whatever you call it, the
Senate approval.
He said it would be very painful for his family. Yeah, confirmation. He said
hearings.
It would be grueling, and he said, I'm not going to go through.
Yeah, I understand that the Senate.
They hate him.
I'm not going to say that. I'll say it for another day. It's pretty controversial.
Save it for the break.
Well, the word confirmation. Let's just leave it there. Go ahead.
Oh, jeez.
I had nothing more to add right now.
Oh, well. Who's going to be AG? Nothing more. Okay, let's do this.
Oh, I didn't know that was
our time is not. We still got time. What is the most out of the
box?
This is hard. But here it is. Out of what we've learned from State Department, Department of Justice, FBI, emails, texts, Comey, whatever. What is the most
egregious,
shocking thing to you? Not egregious to you that you just shocking thing to you this week that took place that you've heard. What is to you?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. How do you rate them?
God Almighty.
That's why I said I knew that would be tough.
It was. I mean, let's see. The most shocking to me would indicate that I never thought that could happen.
Okay.
And it not blow up and already down.
Right.
They're already hauled off. They're not.
So where do you go with that? Let me think. I mean, there's
more than Dustin Hoffman.
That's second. Police.
I mean, God, there's so many. I mean, you could go into that investigation and look at all the, this guy Strzok.
The dossier.
Or his wife working for Fusion. You can't make this stuff up. It's like
that was Bruce.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
His wife working for, and was hired because she's a Russian expert. I mean, I think in totality, I think the fact that the Russian thing is all coming back to the Clinton side, and them appointing a special prosecutor to go after Trump to hide all of the garbage.
And it's still
Okay, now let me take that and say what's shocking to me out of that, Bruce Orr, is that his name, Bruce Orr?
Bruce Orr.
He's 2 doors down from Rosenstein.
I know.
Thought it was
4.
All right, 4. He's
who's
4
counting?
doors down. So here's what I can't get. Is like
4 doors, 6
this
doors.
this guy is 4 doors down from this guy that appointed the special counsel, and you know when this guy goes down to the coffee pot to get coffee, he yells at, "Good morning, Bruce. How's your wife?" Come back.
Wait till you see the dossier she's got cooked up.
Yeah, right.
Like
Right.
really?
Really? Why is that sitting on any?
And these guys
burner?
aren't just field agents.
No.
This is the top brass in the FBI.
But they're
And I don't
allowed
wanna
to
s-
have political opinions.
Yes, they are.
But these aren't political opinions.
And keep it out of the.
And no bias.
So what is
no
the
bias.
most
They're
shocking
professionals.
thing for you?
Well, 2 things. One is that we know the dossier was fake. We know it was ramped up. We know his wife gathered information for it. We know that, and so what? Nothing. Oh, yeah, they faked it, and there's still an investigation.
And oh, by the way,
Hello,
the Clinton campaign paid for it.
Hello. I mean, all of that, and there's still Mueller looking into what was fake in the first place.
You're only hearing it on Talk News Radio and Fox.
I know.
None of the major networks
Oh,
are
We
no.
do hear it here every once in a while.
And then number 2,
Every once in a while.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
this
Points.
the smoking gun. I still go back to that email that came out yesterday or the day before with what's his name saying, "You're here." The woman, his girlfriend, says, "You're here to protect the country." You know, like he's going to protect the dadgum country when he's creating these dossiers, and we got to get rid of Trump. It's insurance. You know, some people die before they're 40. I really took that as a serious threat. I don't know if it crossed anyone else's mind, but
Oh,
you
by
know.
the way, Seth Rich is still dead.
Yeah, by the way, Seth is dead.
Oh yeah, they thought he may have made it. What do you mean?
Forget it.
I'm not forgetting it.
The most shocking thing for me was the what came out, I think, yesterday, that they had this memo exonerating Hillary 2 months.
Oh yeah.
Before
Oh,
they
and
even
then
said
they
that was-
changed
The
it.
language was changed.
I
2
mean,
months.
By who?
Stroke.
right, and then
Struck the stroker.
Yeah.
Okay, for me,
they're all so hard.
the most shocking thing, was earlier when I had to admit I was wrong. But I'm going to recover from that. I'm going to recover from that
We've been
now.
waiting.
You have to go into rehab.
That was the most shocking thing of the week. Now I'm going to recover, and it's always a joy when I get to expand on being correct about something.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Never pass up a chance.
Never pass up a chance.
Yeah.
All right, try not to interrupt. That goes to you too, Bruce. Try not to interrupt. Remember last week? Let's go in the Wayback Machine.
Try to remember.
Remember last
days of
week
September.
when I connected the dots with Andy McCabe, right?
You did a really good job.
Right? Andy McCabe.
Yep.
Deputy Director of the FBI, okay? Deputy Director, we connected the dots. Terry McAuliffe, Joe McCabe, doctor, running for state senate, all the above.
Wife.
This guy, Terry McAuliffe, governor, he, friends of the Clintons, even co-signed for their house. But the reason I connected those dots because it seems like Andy McCabe gets left out of the top of the discussion. So the email we're talking about, okay, this is the number 2. So think about it. You guys have been in corporate life or been around corporations. This is the number 2. You don't just sit around in his office. It's not an afternoon. There's only certain people to get to come in. These are not field agents. A field agent of the FBI comes in the home office and, he gets to whisper like, what are they doing on 4th floor? Hey, you've been called up to 4th. It's serious. You got Comey and you got McCabe's office. Not just anybody goes in there. Not just anybody goes in there and lounges in the 2 chairs. But the email we're talking about, Strzok and Lisa Page, FBI attorney, they're lounging in McCabe's office.
Right, they have their feet up on the
Yeah. And they're discussing and conspiring on how do we stop this.
That's right.
You understand? That's
Sure.
what's getting me is It's the email. But as we talked in Andy's office, right? The insurance. So McCabe's in on the insurance. Comey's in on the insurance. These people took out the insurance policy.
But all these people are in on it, and like nothing is being done. There don't seem to be any levers of change or power to touch.
No one's fired. No one's. And how long can this go on? Because I knew we were in trouble, but now it's getting frightening to me.
That was interesting what Jim Jordan said yesterday in the Ingram interview. He said the biggest, the most asked question when he goes back to his constituents in the 4th District in Ohio is, why does the Clintons have a separate set of rules?
Right.
Everybody else has got one set, and they've got their own deal.
Folks, we're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we're going to spend our last, stay with us because it's time for the Festivus for the rest of us, the airing of the grievances when we come back, okay, to wrap up our segment.
Drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. You keep on shouting, you keep on shouting. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Days Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Days Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and we are live at Circuit World in Blue Ridge, and this is the All-Star Panel of Jane, Rick, the guy in the hat is Bruce, and it is National Ugly Sweater Day, Christmas Ugly Sweater Day, Festivus for the rest of us.
Classic.
If you're out there and you've already texted Sam and said, yes, I am the Grinch and naughty, and thank you very much, we know
Wait
that.
a second, I got to do that.
No. Bruce, it's time for Festivus, the airing of the grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. At this time, we have our final thoughts. We'll start with Bruce and the orange folder.
It's not a grievance. Oh, I wanted to give you this for the year.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Walmart is the largest private employer in 22 states in this country.
Yes.
Walmart. And you know what? Universities and college systems, they are the largest employer in 11 states. 11 states.
University and college systems.
That's New York.
Yeah. SUNY, California system. Yeah. It's amazing.
Largest
Is that
employer
good or
in-
bad?
Bad.
I mean, yeah, I think it's bad too.
Bad.
It emphasizes the point on the government across all those government agencies, and not just cabinets. I mean, all the agencies going down below that. Those people are protected. They're untouchable, and they know it. That's why they act like they do.
And you? Final thought?
I wish I could remember what I was thinking yesterday, but that's impossible.
Why'd I walk in the kitchen?
What I did hear about the education, some guy was saying what they're teaching now, and even
some young guy.
Ivy League schools everywhere. What gender are you? How do you decide what gender you need to be? All these things. These are classes that you take in good colleges, and so I mean, we are going down the rabbit hole. And how do we put a bottom on that? I mean, it's bigger than.
Refuse to answer what gender question. Just don't even answer.
But now, I mean, I'm thinking any of you, like. Anyone can accuse anyone of anything, and it's done. I mean, that's what's really terrifying me. I mean, all of you are in jeopardy. Think about it.
Yeah.
That is a disgusting. And the other day they showed on television Brett Butler picking up Scarlett. I'll show you. You can't say no to me. And then they had Cher slapping this guy twice, on Moonstruck. And she's saying, well...
Well, some of the wackos have said, what, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Jingle Bells are racist, homophobic, misogynist,
Misogynist.
Yeah.
Well, see, we got to turn that around, and I don't see it.
Well, his nose was so bright.
Okay.
And now...
Won't you guide
Now,
me?
that didn't make much sense, but you kind of...
It's okay. We're living in a world that we don't know if it makes sense. Rick, what do you have
Okay,
there?
what do I got? Let's see. We got Christmas coming up, so firstly, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Nice.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Back in the vernacular.
Feliz
Bruce and I
Navidad.
will not be here next week. We'll be out of town visiting our respective
Oh,
families.
me too.
So that's why I wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and then I'll go to my grievance. How does Jimmy Kimmel? I used to like Jimmy Kimmel. I saw a clip of him this morning just railing on Trump for deregulating what Obama tried to regulate. More government intervention on the internet. This morning I got up, my internet worked fine. Not according to him last night on television. It was going to be like we've never...
No more internet.
No more
the
internet.
End of internet as we know it.
He's just off my list. He's used to be nice, now he's naughty.
Well, we have to understand, if we took all morning and tried to frame in net neutrality and to understand it, I think I can clear it up just like this. It is a Obama-era policy, and if you believed, if you like your doctor, you could keep your doctor,
Right.
then you should believe that Obama's net neutrality rules are good.
Yeah.
So it's pretty simple. So
Yep.
Yeah, you
we'll
want
go
to
with that.
basically run it like a utility.
Exactly.
The rules and regulations. of
We're going to set the
utilities.
price, which means there's no enhancements. Nobody is even inspired to go out and make it better, faster, provide more competition, It's just a utility.
And it's only been in effect 2 years. It only passed in 2015.
Right.
So.
Merry Christmas to everybody, our all-star panel. We always thank Jane, Rick, and Bruce. I have asked you to go home, and your homework is, don't forget, Eric Holder threatened the GOP. Right now, I personally think that there's good reason, always have, that Robert Mueller should be removed. But Eric Holder came out and he sent out a tweet, that is a former attorney general, that said, speaking on behalf of the vast majority of American people, Republicans in Congress, be forewarned, any attempt to remove Bob Mueller will not be tolerated. These are BS attacks on him and his staff and are blatantly politically designed to hide the real wrongdoing, country, not party. So if Mr. Holder believes in country, not party, I'm asking you to go home and do your research, and please go to the website NDRC and read about the NDRC, which Eric Holder is the chairman of, and it's the National Democratic Redistricting Committee, all right, and the system is rigged. The fix, it's the fight to fix it is now. That's Eric Holder. And the OFA is Organizing for Action. Organizing for Action is Barack Hussein Obama. That is who that is. And the OFA
along with his wife.
Right, Michelle Obama. The OFA and the NDRC announced partnership when? October 23rd, 2017. So while all the smoke has been out there, underneath, they are working hard. They're working hard. We have to also. So we need to pay attention to that.
Amen.
And
why isn't that subversion? Why isn't that treason? Why isn't it? I mean, why isn't it? Where's DOJ? Why isn't it?
Oh, that's a whole other segment.
I mean, it is. It's a whole
Department of Justice. What shocked me is the paddy wagon's not going around, and the guy doesn't have a clipboard saying and checking off. Department of Justice, next stop. Check off. Start going through there. Handcuffs, throwing them in there. State Department, next stop. Okay.
But the paddy wagon, you got to get approval from HR for the paddy wagon. Not going to happen.
That's what I say. So you know what? They say a rough ride to the jail is what killed Freddie Gray. That's what they say in Baltimore. I would just like to see a rough ride to the jail for Peter Strzok. See what happens. We'll be right back.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers, and North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Days Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Days Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hey, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. It's time to talk a little sports. Rick likes to hang around for this segment. You just like to hang around.
I do.
All right. Glad to have Rick back. But we have Jason Banks, Team FYN Sports. What are we talking about? Tell me.
Well, we got to talk a little bit about the playoff.
Playoffs?
It's time, man.
Playoffs?
We got to talk about it.
We got to?
Sure.
Best time of year.
Okay. So, talk about it.
Take it away.
Okay. So,
predictions or save those till later?
Let's get into predictions in a minute, but really want to take a look at who you think maybe the best player for each one of the teams that's in the playoff is.
Oh, wow.
I know it's kind of tough to throw it at you, but and personally, I went through it. I've been looking and trying to play devil's advocate and not necessarily be a complete homer with my team.
The
right?
Sooners, by the way.
Of course, yes. and congratulations to Baker Mayfield, who, of course, did take home the Heisman.
No wonder he wanted to go this direction. I mean, really, it's showing up. You're not hiding that, okay?
Well, living in Georgia, right, but being from Oklahoma and West Texas, and also working with a huge Georgia fan, I've been to 7 Georgia games in my life, and love Athens, and I follow the Dogs. Whenever we get into debates about the upcoming playoff, it's always fun to talk to people who are Georgia fans that are resident Georgia fans, because one thing that I've kind of learned is 9 out of 10 don't watch other teams outside the SEC. So they have no idea. When I hear Oklahoma hasn't played a defense, they don't realize that TCU had the best defense in the Big 12 and was actually the 4th best defense in the country.
And still got whacked.
And got whacked pretty bad. So obvious choice for me who the best player for Oklahoma is. I mean, Baker Mayfield. If he wasn't playing in the game, obviously I don't think there would be a contest.
Jason, how old is he? He's a driven young man. I mean, he's been
to
23 maybe. Different schools.
Yeah, and walked on at Texas Tech and walked on at Oklahoma.
Right. He's been a walk on every place he's gone, I believe.
And I'm not sure where he was before Texas Tech.
Yeah, someplace in Florida, wasn't it?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I could be wrong on that.
All I know is, as a Sooner fan, whenever we first, always proud of the quarterbacks that Coach Stoops for all those years was so good at finding, starting with Josh Heupel back in the day. We were excited to see Baker Mayfield play.
So that's obviously your go-to guy for the Sooners.
For the Sooners, and then looking at Georgia, Nick Chubb, there's no question.
Yeah.
Guy's going to run the ball well. He's really good at moving the chains. I think the Sooner defense is going to have a hard time stopping him, especially between the tackles. They're a little soft there anyway. They like to give up 3 or 4 yards early to the run if the running back can get through the line. And Nick Chubb, you've seen him play.
Yes.
Yeah, they've got to let Fromm be the guy, though, as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to let him play his game.
Sure.
He's got to be a little bit more wide open than he was against Auburn, because he was just throttled by the offensive coordinator, I believe, when we've talked about that.
Yeah.
Well, the Kirby, we're talking about a guy that's played in the big games, and he's coached in the big games. So I mean that is that is an upside. Nothing against Oklahoma. That is I think that's a very good upside for Georgia. Is this guy's a big game coach?
And
right? Would you agree?
I absolutely agree.
This is not sour grapes, but if they lose, they're young. They'll be back.
Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they've got a whale of a new quarterback.
Right. So yes,
got coming in.
Yep.
Okay. So running out of time for top players. Let's go to some predictions. Obviously, you think Oklahoma will pass by Georgia.
I do. I think it'll be a really close game. And I think that Baker Mayfield is just so good at reading the defense and adjusting quickly and getting the ball downfield, and I mean way downfield. So, I mean, they're
ready. You think it'll be a big play game?
I do. I think so. I think the defense
is
important, but it's going to take big plays to make the difference. In the
game. What do you think? Are you picking Georgia over Oklahoma?
Well, my heart says Georgia only because I'm a Georgia fan. My daughter went there, and sure, I want Georgia to win. I think the Sooners very well could be the national champions.
You think so?
I do.
Okay, let's switch what little bit of time we have.
Going to Alabama and Clemson?
Clemson, Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Clemson is probably the scariest team out of the four because they're unbelievably good.
What do you think makes them that scariest team?
Well, they played a pretty tough schedule. Yeah, speed, and they got a quarterback that's the most mobile quarterback out of all four schools. Yep. So Baker Mayfield can run the football, but not. I'm sorry, he's just not going to do it the way they do there.
Right.
So, in Alabama, not really tested. They're weak in the secondary. I really feel like that Clemson-Alabama game is just a gimme for Clemson. I could be wrong, but that's what I see.
The Alabama coach, as you know, he'll have him ready. He'll have him ready with this much time.
He's the best coach in the country.
Yeah, he just got 22,000 write-in votes last week in an election.
Really?
No, I'm just joking. Have you not seen that? That most of the write-ins were probably for Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
So are we saying then that it's going to be Clemson and Oklahoma in the finals?
You think that?
That's what I predict. Yeah.
I would tend to agree. That's not where my heart is, but my mind says that those are the two best teams out of the four.
Oklahoma, Clemson.
Clemson.
You think national championships, Oklahoma, Clemson?
I do.
And you think that too?
Yes, and I think 99% of people watching the show that live in Georgia disagree and think it's going to be Georgia, Alabama.
Right.
Because they don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I think, and I've heard the arguments, I think Georgia, Alabama, and I know what people are thinking out there, but are going to say about this. But I think Georgia, Alabama is the best TV audience ratings that you could have. Yeah. That's what I think.
I got to agree with that because everybody wants to see that.
Right.
Everybody wants to see that.
On top of that,
everybody from coast to coast.
There's no West Coast. We don't even see West Coast football because it's on too late, and there's no team even close to being a West Coast team in the playoffs. So it's going to be an East Coast audience. And you're right. SEC would dominate for that
ratings
for that group.
I think even nationally. I think there's people in Middle America. I think there's people on the West Coast that a Georgia Alabama game will get the best ratings as far as viewership, and I don't think that should be the determination. So I'm going to go with the almighty dollar that they bring in, and I'm going to pick Georgia Alabama. We've got
Alabama.
We've got an Oklahoma. We've got an Oklahoma Clemson and an Oklahoma Clemson.
Yeah. Not by heart.
Not by heart.
But by head.
By head. I'm going to almighty dollar. Yeah. Well, you got to wrap up. We got a couple minutes here.
Let's talk a little bit local wrestling real quick. Fannin went to Gilmer last night. Gilmer really handled business. I mean, Gilmer wrestling is so good. Coach Josh over there is really doing great things his first year as head coach, coming in behind Sam Snyder. Weren't sure really how great they were going to be, but I think the final point-wise was like 61-18 or something like that.
Wow.
And Fannin is no pushover wrestling-wise. I mean, they won the King of the Mountain tournament late last month or early this month, and they're a really good wrestling team too. So
Fannin's a good wrestling program. And the one thing, not to interrupt, but the one thing is with Gilmer is that gets overshadowed, and I forget Walt's last name, but their middle school coach, Walt, sends Gilmer
good feeders, huh?
The championship team. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that Coach Josh doesn't have to do anything when they get there, but it's like, whoa, I've got state wrestlers already. So
they're doing that in Fannin now as well. You know, even at the elementary school level with wrestling.
Is that Coach Henson?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Coach Henson, and he is from the program. We'll call it from the. He is like sent from Alabama football to right.
Right, basically.
Right.
You can look at any sport going in high school, and if there's a good feeder program, typically the high school is going to have a pretty good squad.
And one other
any sport.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yep. And one other thing, basketball, we cover a lot of basketball. We see a lot of different teams, but got to say the Pickens Dragonettes, wow, man, they're 7-0, undefeated, and they're just demolishing everybody they play. I mean, 4 or 5 of their wins came by 30 points or more.
Wow.
So real excited to see how they do. They host Ridgeland tonight. RJ will be at that game tweeting out. So
Now, what about holiday tournaments? Are there any holiday tournaments?
Next week.
Next week?
Yep. And we will be covering here at Fannin, and also we will have our new sports reporter in Union County will be covering at Towns.
Towns?
Yes, because they also have a holiday tournament as well.
You can find Jason Banks on Team FYN Sports. You can find our Facebook page. Like it, Team FYN Sports. We keep scores, highlights, coaching updates, whatever it is. He stays with that. And also Team FYN Sports on FetcherNews.com. And follow us on Twitter at Team FYN Sports. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm sorry. I know I have to let you down now. The star of the show is coming in. Time for the star of the show, Pet of the Week. We'll be right back.
Drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. You keep on shouting, you keep on shouting. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the
Have a good Christmas.
And we're back. It's time for the star of the show, Rusty. Come here, let me sing to you. Who's the puppy? This is Rusty. I'm your host, BKP, Humane Society of Blue Ridge. We have Rena, and Rena, who is our other guest?
Oh, this is Sarah. Sarah works with us at the Humane Society also. Sarah actually works with the cats.
Oh, cover your ears.
And the dogs. And the dogs. She works with the dogs. So she does cats in the morning, and sometimes she'll do a split shift, and dogs at night, and she'll do dogs in the morning. So Sarah's just our all-around helper. She helps us anywhere we need.
Who do we have here?
This is Rusty, and Rusty is a hound mix.
Oh, you ain't nothing but a hound, though.
Rusty is a little over 2 years old. August he turned 2, and he's been in the shelter almost a year. February will be a year for Rusty.
Okay,
Rusty is your all-around great big baby dog.
Don't ignore me.
Rusty is a baby. He loves everything. He loves to play. He rode very well in the truck. He loves people. He plays well with other dogs. He is just a huge
Look at the camera.
baby. Yep, look at the camera and show him a beautiful face. He's a little nervous. I know you can't really tell, but normally he would play with his toy, and he doesn't care about his toy right
Let me
now.
check your Let me check your choppers. Let me check. I always check a pooch's choppers.
Nobody likes that.
Nobody likes. I like to check.
There you go. He wanted his toy. Now you can check his choppers. Here.
It's okay to check it. See, Rena says it's okay to check the choppers. Rusty?
He would be good with kids. He would be a family dog. He's good meet and greet if you have another dog. We have him playing with Daytona. He plays with Buddy. He plays with
just about any.
Yeah, just about any of our dogs. He's just the great all around dog.
Would he play with
He probably would. He probably wouldn't even mind a cat. But we haven't tested the cat. Yeah.
Okay, Humane Society of Blue Ridge. That would be humanesocietyofblueridge.org, right? Did I have that?
That's right.
.org, humanesocietyofblueridge.org. And that's where you'll find Rusty. Rusty is looking for his forever home. And he is 2 years old. He's a big baby. And when Rena tells you, and this is what I really highlight, enjoy, and like about this entire staff out there, they work very hard to get you your forever dog, your forever pet, to the right home. So we have, if you have children, you have other dogs, you want to add a dog to the family, or you're looking for a companion dog, okay? Whatever it may be, you schedule a meet and greet, right?
Yes.
Make sure you bring the kids, bring the other pets, and it's a time where they can put you, your pet, and your children with the dog of your choice out here and see how things work out, because we don't want, and we say this nicely, we don't want you returning the
Correct.
pet. We want it to work. So we go that extra mile to see if we can make it work for the family, other pets, and if you're looking for a companion dog. We were talking about that this morning during the holidays. Some people may want or need a companion.
Right.
And Rusty.
The camera's that way. You guys, that's okay.
And Rusty's looking for a home. So
Rusty really wants a home.
Tell us how we can find you.
You can come by. We're 171 Mineral Springs Road, which is just off of Asca. You can call us at 706-632-4357. Go to our Facebook page, like us on Facebook, and you'll follow us with the dogs that come in, the dogs that need homes, lost dogs, found dogs. We post and try to help anyone out there that's found a dog or has lost their dog, because obviously you don't want to lose your companion. And when you adopt from us, it is $200, and that covers, that is a healthy dog, all of its shots, rabies, microchips, spayed, neutered, and we are working with training, and we're doing some positive training, which is really working out pretty good for the dogs. And just come on out and meet all of our dogs. Rusty actually was heartworm positive when he came in. He has been through all of his treatments. He is heartworm negative, and it's very crucial that you give your dog heartworm medicine every single month.
Now, how many cats do you have out there?
We've got about 40 to 50.
40 to 50 cats?
Yeah, we've got a lot of cats. Yeah. Well, I mean, we may be a little on the overside there, but it seems like that many. Yeah, definitely. But we have cats and kittens. Cuties over there. Yes, cats and kittens need homes too. We have.
Yes, they need homes.
We have feisty cats. We have laid-back cats. We have kittens. We have lovable cats. We have cats that say, "Pet me now, leave me alone." Any kind of cat you want, we have.
And let's close this morning by saying we love this segment. It is Christmas time. But tell us the same thing you told us last week about people that, if you see on Facebook, you see some of these pictures of it's sad pictures of dogs and pets that people thought they wanted for Christmas.
Yes. If you're going to give a dog, or you want to give a dog as a Christmas gift, do not just get a dog for someone. Let that someone come pick out the dog, so you can make it a surprise. Bring them to the shelter. Go to wherever you're going to buy your dog. But take the person and let them have their personality and the dog's personality meet together, and the dog will pick out the person will pick out the dog, and then everybody's happy, and the dog doesn't get returned, or doesn't get neglected, or doesn't get left on the side of the road, or just doesn't get forgotten. And that also works with cats. Cats are the same thing. If you want to give a cat to someone who says that they really miss their cat, they lost their cat, definitely bring them to the shelter. We have tons of cats, but let them pick out the one that works for them. It's very important. There's so many animals out there that are homeless, that need homes, that need to be rescued, and we do the best we can. We have many rescues around here. don't be one of those statistics. Come and just bring the person and let them pick out the pet that they want.
Sorry to say it this way, don't let the cute little puppy for
Yes.
Christmas turn into
Yes.
the neglected dog next year. And I really say that if you want to get the kids, when I'm not saying it's the worst thing. You want to get the kids a dog for Christmas? Sure. You want to get a dog? But it's not a surprise kind of thing. It's more bring the animal into your family and see if everything works. And who's going to care for the beautiful pooch named Rusty? We're looking for Rusty, his forever home. Don't forget, you can go to the website humanesociety.org and check everything out. Find their Facebook page. And what's your hours again?
We're open Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 to 5, and Saturday, 10 to 2. We will not be open Christmas Day. So the Sunday before Christmas will be closed, Christmas Day, and of course the Tuesday after we're closed.
Folks, that's our show today, and we'll be back next week. This will be our final show before Christmas next Friday right here at Circuit World. We've been at Circuit World at Blue Ridge this morning. Thank you very much. You guys have a great weekend out Christmas shopping, and we'll see you Monday morning at 8 a.m. Sam, take us out.